Have you ever wondered why the most intelligent people are not necessarily successful? On the other hand, have you ever wondered why, generally, the most successful people are not really the smartest people? They're not. Have you ever asked yourself that question? Well, tonight I have the answer. Not only do I have the answer, I'm going to tell you the answer. And after I tell you, you are going to be able to use that to become more successful. So let's look at it in these terms. A lot of the intelligence that we talk about today is called IQ. You all know about IQ. Intelligence quotient. Ironically, I never really felt very intelligent after taking any of those tests. If you're like me, many people are actually, a lot of us are right there in the middle, just the average zone. You have a few people up here, a few people down here, but for the most part, most of us are just in the middle, around, just the center of where everybody is in terms of IQ. The good news is, IQ is misleading, because IQ assumes that intelligence quotient. But we're learning now that intelligence is not really what IQ says it is. It's actually wrong for IQ to claim to measure intelligence, because we're discovering, well, I'm not, the researchers are, that there are actually 7 levels or 7 types of intelligence. You have numerical intelligence, which thankfully IQ does cover. You have verbal intelligence, which hopefully we all have or are learning to have as Toastmasters. And by the way, verbal intelligence is one of the highest paying intelligences. So keep at it. Big dollars there. And then you have musical intelligence. Who knew? Musical. And you have physical intelligence, which would be what you'd have if you're an athlete or a person that makes things with your hands. And then you also have, and this is where I'm going, EQ, which is interpersonal intelligence and intrapersonal intelligence. What's the difference? It's like the internet and the intranet. The internet is between 2 different things. The intranet is within one thing. So what does that mean for you and me, and how can it help you and I become more successful? I'll tell you. EQ on the interpersonal level means that you're able to manage the emotions of other people. In other words, you are intelligent with other people's emotions, how they feel. You're able to relate with them. Intrapersonal intelligence means you're able to relate, you got it, with yourself. So you understand yourself. You understand your own emotions. You understand your own motivations. Now, it becomes very easy for us all to see how this is important to success. It doesn't matter how many numbers you can crunch, how well you can speak. If you cannot relate well to other people, the odds of you being successful is very low. Gone are the days when you could make it on your own, when you could be an artisan. You can still be an artisan, where you can make a good living. Nowadays, the really successful people are people who can pull the efforts of other people together and stay in control of themselves while they do it. Because let's face it, it's tough. If you've ever led people, they're harder to lead than numbers. Numbers are very obedient. So are words. People are not. So the ease with which you manage people really determines how successful you are in life. Let's look at the other thing, intrapersonal intelligence. If you are very gifted, perhaps you are a musical savant, perhaps you are a mathematical genius, but you simply cannot control your emotions. You're a live wire, you're always angry or always sad. The odds of you being able to master that ability and to channel it in a productive way is very low. This reminds me of a story of a young man who, we'll call him Brian. He had a GPA of 4.5. That wouldn't be such a big deal if the scale wasn't 1 to 4. But it was. He was that smart. This boy was on the way to earning a scholarship that had only been earned by a small handful of people in the course of mankind in that school. I will not mention the school it is, but here's what happened. One day, he wrote an exam, and he was scored an A- for that exam. Brian was so angry that he attacked his teacher and stabbed her repetitively with a letter opener. How could somebody so smart do something so obviously stupid? It's common sense. But IQ is not enough. The key to success, the key to a more successful you, is your EQ. That is just one example out of many. Actually, it's been proven now that a lot of the really bright people, really, really smart, freakishly smart people, the odds of them ending up either alone or broke is actually a lot higher than it is for a lot of other people. Don't get me wrong, education is important, and so is gaining the skills that you gain in school, learning how to handle numbers and words and things like this. But ultimately, what will make you successful in life is the ability to manage your emotions and your ability to manage how you relate with other people. This wouldn't be very helpful if I didn't tell you how. So I'll give a very, very brief summary of how you can do well in both ways. The key to being able to manage other people's emotions, interpersonal intelligence, is simple. See things from their perspective. It's tough, but it works. When someone says something to you, put yourself in their shoes and try to understand what they were thinking or what could have motivated that. And you're on your way to being a genius in interpersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence, how do you master that? You got it. Listen to yourself. When you listen to other people and you there's nobody really standing up. When you listen to other people, you have to also learn to listen to yourself. So when you feel a certain way, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel angry now? Why do I feel upset now? Why do I feel like giving up now? And it's easier at that point to find the motivation, to find the strength, to find the truth inside to help you keep going. And that, my friends, is the key to EQ. And EQ is the key to a more successful you. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toysi, for giving us a very, very informative lecture on intra and interpersonal skills. I think those are actually very important skills to have in the 21st century. And unfortunately, it seems like we're stuck on that 20th century mindset, but hopefully we'll get to